Hi folks, today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about functions and why we use them and how those functions work in Scratch. A function is basically a mini program inside your bigger program that allows you to repeat things that you've previously coded. So for instance, let's say you needed to ask a user for a password, and you created code to do this, and the code is like 15 or 20 lines long, and every time you need to ask a user for the password, you don't want to have to copy and paste that whole chunk of code. It's just unnecessary, and it makes your code 10, 15, 100, 1,000 times longer than it needs to. So if it's just little 1 and 2 line things, you don't have to worry about making a function. That's not too bad to copy and paste that. But if you've got a 15 or 20 line chunk of code that you're going to reuse, it'll save you a ton of space and make your code much more efficient and elegant and easy to read for anybody else who has to troubleshoot it. The way the functions are built looks different in every single language. So we'll just start here with Scratch, and then as we move on to Reborg and Python, we'll work on the Python version of what a function is. Today we're just going to use Scratch the Cat, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a little block, a little function that causes him to move and rotate. So I'm going to make a block, and I'm just going to call it move rotate. Notice that I'm using the camel case naming convention here. No spaces. Capitalize the first letter always of every word where a space would be, and you always start with a lowercase letter. You don't have to worry about these things right now. Those are kind of special types of blocks. So we're just going to create the first one and call it move rotate. So when we created move rotate, it puts this in here. It says define move rotate. And that basically just says this is what the function's named. Now you have to write the function so that we can reuse it when we need to reuse it. And all we want to do with this function is let's just repeat. Let's repeat 20 times. Let's have Scratch the Cat move 10 steps, and then Scratch the Cat's going to rotate 15 degrees. So he's going to move, rotate, move, rotate, move, rotate. Maybe I'll put a little weight in there so we can actually see what's happening. So between the time that he moves and the time he rotates, we'll maybe make it 1 second or something. So this is only 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 4 lines of code. But I'm just using it as an example. I mean, the main point of using functions is you've got like 20 or 50 lines of code or something. And I don't want to have to type that out or copy and paste it and make my program really, really gross. So I'm just going to take this function, I'm going to duck it in the corner here, and I'm going to show you how it works with Scratch the Cat. So when we're starting, we always need to have some sort of starting block, and we'll use the green flag one here. As always, I like to move Scratch right to the beginning when he starts, so just in case he gets to the corner of the screen and I can't find him or something like that. And instead of cutting and pasting all of this stuff into there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up so that Scratch the Cat does a couple things, and then he'll do a move rotate, then he does a couple more things, and he'll do a move and rotate. So the first thing Scratch is going to do is he's just going to say hello for a couple seconds, and then I want him to move and rotate. Okay, so now I just need to go to my blocks, and instead of copying and pasting this a whole bunch of times, I can just put move rotate in there. So the way the computer reads this is obviously it's going to go to X0, Y0, then it's going to say hello, then it says, I need to move rotate, but I don't know what move rotate is. Well, the computer automatically goes and looks and sees if there's a function that's got the same name, and it'll look down here and it'll say, oh, there is a function for that. It's called move rotate. So so what it does is it just kind of makes the connection between the two, and whatever is supposed to be done down here will be done when you see that move rotate. So then let's just say Scratch does something else. Maybe he thinks, for a couple seconds, then I need to move rotate him again. So I just go back down to my blocks, I grab my move rotate, and he does it. So the benefit here is that instead of having this whole chunk of code in each one of these sections, I can just call the function with one line and have it go down every time I need it and do this stuff. Again, it doesn't look like it saves a whole lot of space if I'm only doing 4 lines, but you can imagine if you had a chunk of code that was the entire length of your page, and you had to duplicate and duplicate and duplicate that, I mean, your page would be filled with code, and anybody who looked at it would have no idea what's going on. So I'll do those 2 things, and then I'll end my program, and we'll see when we run this program. He'll go to 0, 0. Let's put him somewhere else for now. He'll say hello. He'll move rotate. He'll think for a couple seconds, and he'll move rotate again. And I will have successfully used functions for these 2 blocks. So here we go. Hello. Now I'm going to move and rotate. Now I'm going to think Now I'm going to move and rotate again. And now I'm going to stop because that's the end of my program. So I could use this move rotate as many times as I want. I can use it anywhere in a program. I can use it in a loop. I can use it as part of a decision-making structure. But you use functions to make your code more efficient, more elegant, and to save time. So hopefully that helps you out.